Okay, so to just get right into it, this was an idea I've had for a while, but when I got bored today, I was like, why not? So I went to my Letterboxd watch list and specified English-speaking films because I'm way too lazy to go streaming service hunting right now. And then I put them all into a picker reel. Now then, introducing number 1. You may be wondering, why the hell was this in my watch list? Why the hell am I even thinking about watching this right now? The answer is I saw someone on Letterboxd named Ash who is completely obsessed with this movie. I may not know why yet, but they love this movie so much, I was wondering if they were okay. They love this movie so much that they decided to remake the infamous Shrek fanfic, read out the entire script of the movie, and more. Suffice to say, it intrigued me enough to put this on my watch list, even if it was just for fun. The movie starts with Ikachu, the number 1 male wife material in all the land, who wants to eradicate a village because it looks too ugly from his palace. So, he assigns Hank, the weak-ass dog, to protect them. That way, the racist villagers will kill him, and Ikachu will have an excuse to kill them all. Ikachu was definitely my favorite part of this movie at this point, and I definitely don't judge Ash for being the number 1 Ikachu kisser. On the other hand, I'm low-key an anti-fan of Hank. He's frustratingly annoying. Unfortunately, the villagers aren't that stupid, and instead decide to cyberbully him until he does a training montage. The glorious Ikachu then sends a sumo wrestling cat, but he is thwarted by beans. Ugh, this is when Hank decides he's a baddie, when he's really just a loser anyway. Then bro decides whatever, good enough, time to party. Cut 2. Then, a giant toilet explodes. And the end. After watching it, does it live up to the hype? Yeah, for sure. Just kidding. I thought it was actually pretty good. Some jokes even landed. So while I might not give it 5 stars, I do think it's pretty fun and entertaining. So I can definitely understand the Ikachu hype train. I'll give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. While struggling on a solo backpacking trip in Thailand, social media influencer Madison meets CW and shows her a more uninhabited way of living. But CW's interest in her takes a darker turn. This is a movie you should definitely go in unspoiled for, so that and the fact that the trailers are edited in a way to hide any potential spoilers make it hard for me to give a movie run through. So instead I will be bulleting things that I thought of. So first, I really liked the cinematography and the imbued sense of loneliness among Thailand's beautiful landscape. It really suits the movie's vibes. CW is a great villain who is played to perfection. Her actress does an absolutely fantastic job playing her. And we've all seen the phone bad, real people good commentary a million times, but this movie does something unique with that, taking a familiar yet different approach. As well as that, the twists are twisty, but they don't get overly convoluted or confusing. So the shift in performance from CW is really cool. The difference between Madison and Jessica is really interesting to me. The way that one is new and susceptible to the extremely toxic influencer lifestyle, while the other is a seasoned veteran with a hard exterior who knows how to create a shell to protect herself from the toxic environment. Overall, this movie is very refreshing and pretty to look at. So even though I thought that only one protagonist is really rootable, and CW is only rootable when she's showing her vulnerabilities, the ending more than makes up for that complaint. So overall, I'd give this movie 4 out of 5 stars and would definitely rewatch this with a few friends. I'd even force them to go in blind. Okay, so all I know about this movie going in is that it takes place in a school and it's a parody of some sort. So I'm really hoping for a scary movie type bonkers or some badassery and or rejecting trashy men/love interests. The entire rest of this will have spoilers, so go watch the movie if you haven't yet. As of me making this video, it is streaming on Hulu and the US.
2 hours later.
Okay, so the movie starts out with Olive, our main character, lying to her friend Ree that she has a date to avoid coming with her on her family vacation. After the weekend, Ree confronts Olive and assumes that she had sex for literally no reason at all, and repeatedly shuts down Olive trying to clarify, forcing Olive to lie until she can convince her later. Unfortunately, Miss Regina George from the Bible Belt Timu, aka Marianne, overhears and spreads the tea like he was made with gasoline. Those are both such scummy moves in my opinion, especially Ree's completely misguided and bad friend behavior. Marianne, aka the sister from She's the Man, aka Amanda Bynes, is one of the more entertaining side characters in this movie, and I think she might be my second favorite character behind Olive. Cut to Olive's, in my opinion, really tame drama, becoming the hot gossip of the school. We see that the rumor mill is working overtime while she learns about the Scarlet Letter in class, a book about a woman who got caught doing adultery, but it turns out she was actually a really nice person. It's important to note from this that the character from the Scarlet Letter wore the red letter A on her clothing to signify adultery. This will come up later. Then, Olive is sent to detention for clapping back at one of Marianne's NPC followers, and there she meets Brennan, a dude being bullied for being gay. After learning that Olive was lying about sleeping with a dude, he automatically assumes that she did it for attention, like a complete douche, and proceeds to ask her to fake it with him too. One thing I do really like about this movie is that it could have mocked him and his character for asking this really trashy move on paper, but they instead flesh it out by showing that he needs it for protection against his bullies, rather than just wanting it so he can hang out with his bullies / other straight guys. I do appreciate that they put some effort into grounding them at least a little bit, and to make their decisions make more sense. Back to the movie, everyone now thinks she's putting up her body for sale. The business is booming for her. She gets paid tons for allowing people to say they had sexual connections with her. This is where she starts wearing her prostitute couture with the red A on all of her outfits. This is a nod back to the Scarlet Letter. If only people actually took the time to read the book, they would understand the true meaning of it. Olive then meets with her English teacher, and out of concern he sends her to his wife, the guidance counselor, and oh wow, shocker, she doesn't listen to Olive at all and sends her on her way, where we find out that Marianne has a 20-year-old boyfriend whose parents are divorcing. Olive comforts a crying Marianne, leading them to becoming friends against all odds. Aw, enemies to lovers arc. That is until later that day when Marianne's boyfriend ends up in the hospital.
It hurts so bad, Mommy.
Well, it's just what I thought. Chlamydia.
Who have you been screwing? Tell me!
Olive Pendergast!
To shift blame, he says it was Olivia who gave it to him.
To say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this
And
man.
then, it turns out, the one who gave him chlamydia was in fact the guidance counselor. But since Olivia is so kind and nice and congenial and amazing, she takes the blame instead of the counselor to protect her favorite English teacher, who is the counselor's husband. They are now at the part of the movie in which there are literal anti-Olive protesters trying to run her out of town. She doesn't really care, and so she goes Bible studying and finally gets a date. You'd think more people would be interested in literally Emma freaking Stone, but I guess not, and this guy's a creep too. Her middle school crush named Todd drives her home. Yay! In the final act, she does a dance with said crush and teases streaming something spicy that night too, to a website from the late 2000s, I guess. But instead, she comes out with the truth. The end. Overall, I really liked this movie, and it was silly and fun, but it had a cool message behind it. It was also very silly to watch this after recently watching She's the Man, because it's a completely different Amanda Bynes vibe. That's it for today, but please let me know if you want me to make more of this type of content, because I still have so many movies on the spinner. Bye for now.